Hi, everybody. It's Nana. How you doing? I'm here. I know it's been a long time. Welcome to Nana's Notions. Gonna try. I say this every time. I know. I'm going to try to do regular videos, and those that know me know that I don't know jack shit about recording and stuff. I'm gonna learn it on the fly. So this is not going to be a picture perfect video. Um, I don't edit videos. So if there's a screw up, there's a screw up. So either you love me or you don't. I love you all though. Anyway, we're in London. See, I've got the London telephone booth. I got the double-decker bus. And I came across an article about 10 shady things about the royal family. And we're going to go over that article almost verbatim. Just thought it was interesting and I wanted to share it with you. So let me pull it up. Okay. And so these are 10 shady things about the royal family everyone likes to ignore. Now, the story was originally by Distrastaffe staff. It was published on April the 18th. That was today. And it's retold by Nana. Now, something I just wanted to share. I'm using this to highlight the information, but this information is widely available to check out anywhere on the internet. I do not own the majority of the photos, and I have given credit when known, and I've posted a link to the site of where it was retrieved from. It will be on the last slide, the last 3 slides will have it, and then it will also be down in the description, all my things. So I do not own them. I do not copyright them. I do own one of the pictures. I own it by default because my mother took it, and my mother has passed. So I got it by default, but I do not own this content. So let us start now. Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip were bad parents. We all could be called bad parents. All 4 of Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip's kids were pretty much raised exclusively by nannies. Shortly after their daughter, Princess Anne, was born, when their son, Prince Charles, was only 3 years old, both parents went on a 6-month Commonwealth tour, leaving their kids behind with the help. Okay. Anybody that's got a lot of money's going to have nannies, probably. They've got enough. Most of them, a lot of them, celebrities, etc. Don't know if that necessarily makes them a bad parent. Not spending time with them and being gone for 6 months. I couldn't be away from my kids for 6 months. When the couple came back, they greeted their attention-starved children not with hugs, but with handshakes. Years later, when Charles was sick at school, bedridden with Asian flu, his loving parents didn't even visit him. The Queen, a former private secretary, told The Telegraph in 2002, if the Queen had taken half as much trouble about rearing of her children as she has about the breeding of her horses, the royal family wouldn't be in such a mess now. I can't imagine not going to see your kid when they're sick. That's just I'm gonna move on. They enforced weird, oppressive rules on their in-laws. Meghan Markle pretty much sacrificed everything to marry Prince Harry. She quit acting, moved to the UK, deleted all her social media profiles. She even shut down her social media lifestyle blog, The Tig. In addition to sacrificing her privacy and killing the last ounce of normalcy in her life, she also has to follow a long list of asinine etiquette rules, like always wearing hose stockings and never showing cleavage, because hey, that's what an independent 36-year-old woman wants to hear. Well, I think she kind of knew what she was getting into. I mean, I agree some of these rules are just out there, but I don't know, maybe she didn't. Um, I like to think she knew some of them. There's no way she knew all of them, though. So that's kind of a iffy Ann. And I'm sure Megan wasn't the only one um, that had to follow these rules. Probably the most bizarre rules revolve around the Queen herself, because the 92-year-old matriarch hates starches and shellfish. Royal members aren't allowed to eat them either. Oh, and garlic, that's off limits too. On top of that, family members also aren't allowed to eat when the Queen isn't eating. I hope that means if she's at the table, but that's bullshit to me. I'm going to eat. I don't care who's sitting there. I mean, I may wait for someone to start, but if I'm hungry, I'm eating. And I like some shellfish. I'm not a big fish eater. I love fried shrimp. I love shrimp scampi. Not going to tell me what I can eat. They might have made Megan get rid of one of her dogs for being a mixed breed. Before she became a duchess, Megan was a working actress who liked to fill her Instagram with tons of pictures of her cute adopted dogs, Gus and Bogart. When asked about the BBC in 2017 if she would bring her dogs with her to the palace, Megan answered that Bogart, a mixed breed, was rehomed with friends, and Gus, a beagle, would be her only dog she would bring with her. I think that's supposed to be Guy, not Gus. Now, I copied this directly from the article, and I'm just now catching that. So we'll have to check that. I did read somewhere that Bogart was too old and he just couldn't make the trip. So I don't know. Although she didn't provide a reason for why she couldn't breed Bogart, rural etiquette expert William Hansen suggested that Bogart was left behind because he was a mixed breed. The finest breeds are Labradors and, of course, the Queen's beloved Corgis. But other types of dogs will put you surprisingly low on the social scale, William wrote in the Daily Mail. Meghan Markle's beagle, Guy, will be a good and appropriate addition to the canine consanguinity when she marries into the British royal family in May. Unfortunately for Bogart, who's a lab shepherd mix, he's not welcome. See, now there it says Guy instead of Gus. I think it's Guy, but I don't know. I got Guy somewhere else too, I think. But anyway, like I said, I came all across a later article that stated, Meghan Markle said that he was really too old for the trip. They're kind of racist. Now, we're not including the family ties to the slave trade or their suspicious friendships with Nazis. And for the sake of this article, we're only focusing on the current generation of royals. And although they've modernized a lot over the years, they have still been some slight examples of shadiness. For example, Philip, famous for his many gaffes, once asked an Aboriginal Australian, "Do you still throw spears at each other?" He also told a group of British students in China, "If you stay here much longer, you'll all be slitty-eyed." Now, I didn't say it. I'm just reading what's there. So I'm just reading. And I do know that there's going to be a cuss word that's kind of asterisked out on the notes, but I'm going to say it because y'all know I don't hold back on that stuff. Princess Michael of Kent, who famously wore a racially tinged Blackmore brooch when meeting Meghan for the first time, is also known for her offensive remarks. In 2004, she allegedly told a group of Black diners go back to the colonies. When she tried to apologize, she simply made things worse. They seem to do that quite a bit. To call me a racist is a knife through the heart because I really love these people, she told ITV. I even pretended years ago to be an African, a half-caste African, but because of my light eyes, I did not get away with it. But I dyed my hair black. Like that's going to really help. Come on, give me a break. But it's not just the elders making a ruckus. While in the military, Prince Harry caused controversy in 2004 when he was caught on video saying, "Fuck me, you look like a raghead," to a fellow soldier. Now, Prince Philip was raised in a different time. Not making excuses because there is no excuse. Still should have known better. But sometimes when you get something in your brain and it's been there for a long time, it's hard to move it out. Harry was raised in a time he should have known better. All I can say is he was young and dumb. Young and dumb. And I like Harry. Infidelity is kind of the norm. Sure, the many cheating scandals of the royal family are what makes their dysfunctional life so entertaining. But there comes a point when it gets excessive. By far the most famous cheating scandal involved Charles and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, who had an affair while he was still married to Princess Diana. Diana later said in a taped interview that when she confronted Charles, he said, "Well, I refuse to be the only Prince of Wales who never had a mistress. Honestly, I could go on with the many secret mistresses of the royal family, but who has the time?" To be fair, at the end of their marriage, or towards the end, Diana had her share of affairs too, and infidelity. But boy, Charles does stand out. Prince Andrew was allegedly involved in a trafficking ring that involved minors. That don't sound good. But hey, infidelities are forgivable, right? After all, which famous person hasn't been in the middle of a cheating scandal? But Prince Andrew, the Queen's second youngest son, and some say favorite, has been linked to some pretty disturbing allegations that go beyond secret mistress. In 2015, he was named in an ongoing lawsuit by women who said they were trafficked to rich, powerful men as part of an underground ring run by Andrew's pal, investment banker Jeffrey Epstein. Buckingham Palace denied everything. However, the allegations match Andrew's reputation for being a partier. Prince Andrew turns up at my house at once in the morning and he wants to party. Rock star Courtney Love once bizarrely recounted in 2006. How could she think something's bizarre? We're not going into, we're not doing this on her. We're doing it on the royal family. Now, the family didn't get along with Princess Diana, and they might have inadvertently caused her death. I gotta have a drink. Hang on, my mouth's dry now. Okay. Although she was everyone's favorite Cinderella story, that all changed when Diana, her true story, dropped like an avalanche in 1992. Although she was admired for having the perfect life, she was actually living a secret hell in a palace she described was like being a prisoner. While dealing with her husband's infidelity, she battled with bulimia and depression. She was isolated from her friends and felt more comfortable chatting with the kitchen staff than with members of the royal family. She also hated all the endless dinner parties, engagements, and outdated customs. I was amazed at the number of dinner parties they had, she reportedly said. There were just too many. I don't know. I guess there can be too many of a good thing. Um, Although Princess Diana helped in the making the royal family look modern and likable again to the public, the family wasn't happy with all the tabloid scandals that came along with her. After Diana and Charles divorced, the family stripped Diana of her royal title, according to a published account by her former protection officer, Ken Warf. Diana thought the family was doing this to spite her. Used to blame myself, to hate myself, she reportedly said at the time. Nobody in the royal family ever praised me. Can you believe that? After everything I've done for that family. If Diana was able to keep her royal title, it might have saved her life. Because royals are required to have full security with them when traveling. She might have been protected that fateful night in 1997 while fleeing from the paparazzi. She died in a car crash. It was a sad day. I loved Diana. I did. I know she wasn't perfect. She had her faults, but I still loved her. And speaking of Diana's death, the family acted like jerks about it. After Princess Diana's death, the entire world went into mourning. As thousands of fans flocked to Kensington Palace to pay their condolences, people were shocked that the royal family refused to raise the flag half-mast, nor did the Queen even release a statement. According to royal rules, raising a flag is against the protocol. But fans and the British press were furious that the family would continue hiding behind their archaic customs during such a shocking, traumatic event. Show us you care, the Express headline blared. Has the House of Windsor a heart? Asked the Daily Mail. After about a week, the family finally caved to public pressure, raising a flag and releasing a statement the day before the funeral, but it was only after the public had shamed them into doing so. Queen Elizabeth also did a walkabout amongst the flowers and the people. Uh, don't know how many days it was. It was, you know, I think it was around the time the flag was bid. But, they had to change their ways. They're expensive to the taxpayers. The royal family racks up about $368 million in expenses each year, but a portion of that comes from the taxpayers. The government gave them $54.6 million in tax-free income in 2016. But in 2017, they got a 78% increase. Holy shit, I wish I could go from one year to the next getting a 78% increase, boosting their paycheck to $97 million in 2017. The rest of the family's money comes from income generated from private estates. Yeah, how'd they get those damn private estates to start with? If you're wondering how this is fair to taxpayer, the general consensus is that the family generates more money than they get from the government via profits from the Crown estate and income generated from tourism. However, many critics think that's just a myth and that the royal family actually costs taxpayers $452 million each year, which is just insane. But hey, it's like they say, all entertainment comes with a price tag. I'm just thankful I'm not British. Now, look, that's not me. That's not me. That's what the article says. I didn't say that. They acted like members of the family with learning disabilities didn't exist. If you've been watching The Crown, then you would have heard of Catherine and Nerissa Bowles-Lyon, the daughters of John Herbert Bowles-Lyon, the Queen Mother's brother. and his spouse, Fenella. They were the first cousins of Queen Elizabeth II. However, they weren't spoken of for years and treated as a dirty secret in the family, as they were born with learning disabilities. After their father died in 1930, the two were placed in the Royal Earlswood Hospital located in Red Hill, London in 1941. But they weren't the only members of the royal family born with this disability. Fenella's sister Harriet had 3 children with similar developmental issues. Idonia, Etheldrelda, and Rosemary were also admitted in the hospital. Look, I'm so sorry I butchered those names. I'm sorry. What's most shocking about the treatment of Catherine and Nerissa is that they were actually treated as if they were dead to the family. It was reported that the two had passed in 1940. Nerissa passed away in 1986 and placed in a grave with a name tag and a serial number. Catherine died in 2014 at 87 years old. With a lineage that dates back to the 10th century, it's no surprise that the royal family have tons of secret we're just now uncovering. Heavy lies the crown, right? Now, the next slide is just a little bonus. It's not part of the article. This is from me. A gift from me to you. This is Prince Charles, and when he was visiting the San Jacinto Monument Museum in the Houston area, actually in Deer Park, on February 19th, 1986. My mother worked for the Texas Parks and Wildlife there at the monument. And this was kind of a big deal. And this is one of the many pictures she took of the then Prince Charles. It's the best one. My mom's not a photographer. The other ones are blurred, people are in the way, but you can tell it's him. So I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, then I've got my references. There wasn't anything on slide 2 to reference. And then there's. Now, these references will be down at the bottom. They will be included in the notes of the video. So you can go and you can check where I got the pictures from, where I got the article from, all that good stuff. So I'm going to try to do another one tomorrow. Don't know if I can or not. We'll see. Again, it's a shitty video. I know. I'm not good at doing videos. But who knows? Hope you like it. Until next time, be good to you. Nana loves you.